Most High in Christ. All right, man. Most High in Christ, man. Let's pop it up. Let's pop it up, man. Yes, sir. I like to start the class off with saying Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shabarakatah to the brothers, and Yahweh Shamar Alatham Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah to all the sisters, man. I am priest and officer of 500 Gerard Gabor. This is the Northern Cal Tuesday night brotherhood class, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's an awesome day to be in the truth. You know what I mean?
That's right.
The title of the class today is All for Our Sake. Everything we see going on in this world, all this, what you would call tragic events, they're not tragic. They're not. This is the Lord causing all these events. This is all for our sake. As Blacks, Hispanics, and Natives, we have been treated the worst for years and years, for centuries and centuries. And the Lord said he was going to do this. So when I see these events taking place, I don't look at it as it's sad, it's a tragic event. No, it's fulfillment. And the Lord is a man of his word. You know what I mean? Let's clap it up for that. Let's clap it up for the Lord being a man of his word. Can you imagine if the Lord wasn't a man of his word, where we would be as Israelites? You know what I mean? We can't turn to no nation to help us. And we're going to put some scriptures out to back that up. But tonight's title class is all for our sake. Everything we see going on is for our sake. China and Russia coming together, man, that was prophesied in the Bible. Commander General Yahya been bringing that out for years. You know what I mean? What else? Hawaii, you see that fire? Look, he said things would happen in places that you never would imagine to happen. You know what I mean? And these things are coming up to the forefront, man. All right? So before I start my scripture, I'd like to let everybody know what we're about. In the ISUPK, we are educating so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians about their true heritage, which is comprised of the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. Once our people begin to follow the laws in the Bible, God, or Yahweh in the Hebrew, will look down from heaven and have mercy on us. He will also send Christ to free us from our oppression. Using the Bible, the ISUPK will fix, again, the ISUPK will fix all the problems of the Black community, Hispanic community, and the Native Indian community, turning a lawless and immoral people into a law-abiding righteous people. The true nationality of the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians and West Indians of the North, Central, and South America are the true descendants of the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah, Mashiach, is their king, man. Most High in Christ. Let's clap it up for that, man. All right? Let's clap it up for that. So the first script we're going to pull tonight is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8. The Lord made everything for our sake. I mean, everything. Not only is the things we see going on in this world for our sake, but the things he made. When he made this place, it was for our sake. Let's get that scripture, Baba Kashaf.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
The Lord provided us with our land. The land that he gave it to us first. You know what I mean? Can you imagine that? If you think about America, when they came over here, they conquered the Americans. Man, they took this land and they gave it to their people first. Before they offered it to any other people, they gave it to their people first, right? So the Lord was just like that. The Lord is just like that. He provided us our land before he allowed these other nations to even feel like they had a home. You know what I mean? So we got that understood. Let's drop that. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 54. Baba Kashaf. The Lord is a man of war, and everything you see going on TV, out in the world, all these events, it's for our sake. It's for our sake. The Lord said, vengeance is mine. And we're starting to see those times in these days coming out, man. And it's a glorious, glorious time to be alive. It's a glorious, glorious time to be in the truth, man. And if you're not in the truth, I suggest you get in these classes, man. You know what I'm saying? You got that? Let's get it. Yeah, 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 54.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
So we all come from Adam. The Lord made Adam the Lord of all creatures. But Lord is just the ruler of all creatures. And we all came from Adam. Every single person walking this earth came from Adam. Go ahead.
Go. And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people also who thou hast chosen. So he letting you know there. We all came from Adam, but also the people who he chose. Let me ask this young man who's very talented and very knowledgeable in his truth. Who do you think they're talking about when they say those who he chose? Go ahead, Israel. Damn right. He's talking about the Israelites, man. The Lord chose us. Black, Hispanics, and natives, he chose us. Go ahead, Baba Kashaw, you got it?
Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
For who?
For our sake.
So he made the world for the oppressor's sake.
For our sake.
He made the world for Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans' sake. Go ahead.
56. As for the other people.
That's for who?
The other people.
Who is the other people?
Everyone else except us.
That's right. If you're not an Israelite, you're the other people, man. So the Lord said he made the world for us, those Israelites. But as for the other people,
which also come of Adam.
Which also came from Adam. So we all came from Adam, like I said earlier. Go ahead.
Thou hast said that they are nothing. But
he said they are nothing. So no. Matter of fact, he must have said they are all things. They are great and powerful.
That they are nothing.
The Most High said that these other nations are nothing. If you are not Black, Hispanic, and Native, you are nothing. You know what I mean? And they know they're not nothing. That's why they try to put themselves above us. That's why they try to hold us down, put us in the ghettos, make us feel less than, make us feel like we can't be on their level. When the Lord said they are what?
Are nothing.
They are nothing, man. The oppressor is nothing, man. That stinking African is nothing, man. Them incest babies they call Asians, the Moabites, they ain't nothing, man. Go ahead.
But be like unto spittle.
But be like unto what?
Spittle.
Man, spittle is such of a disrespectful term. You can't, they say throwing a shoe at a person is disrespectful. But where I'm from, if you spit on a brother, man, look, it's going up on a Tuesday, man. You know what I mean? It's going up. We about to box. So he said they are like what?
Unto spittle.
Man, they worth is like spittle unto the Most High. Right? They worth is like spittle. Go ahead.
Okay. And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
He says, so all of them together, all of them with great works and great riches and meaning something. He likened them into some spittle in a vessel. A vessel is like a barrel. And can you imagine a person spitting in a barrel and then you flip that barrel upside down? Man, that still ain't gonna be nothing in that barrel. It's gonna take that spit probably 5 minutes to get out that barrel, if it make it out there. You know what I mean? And that's what the Lord look at these other nations as, nothing. And when you got a power like we got, man, that's worth something. That's worth changing your life. That's worth getting in the truth. That's worth fighting for your name. You know what I mean? And that's worth being a man and taking your rightful position back in this kingdom. Thus said the Lord. You know what I mean? Most High in Christ, man. All right, so what was that, 59? 56. 56. Let's continue. We're going to go through 59 by
57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us.
So he said these heathens who you said was nothing has begun to be lords over us. Young man, what do you think he means when he said they have become lords over us?
They begun to rule over them.
Yes, they're right, man. What's right? They have become rulers over us. And we see that today. This is why it's important for us to know the Bible is for us. How do I know? Because we fit the curses. Logically, blacks, Hispanics, and natives fit the curses in the Bible. You know what I mean? These people are over us. They're trying to kill us. They're trying everything they can in their power to destroy us. Whether it's tear the house apart, whether it's put you on drugs, whether it's keep you from getting a good job, equality. They're doing everything they can to hold us down. You know what I mean? So they calling themselves to be lords over us. The only way we can get in these good positions is if we kiss a little tail. You know what I mean? Keep your head down. You can't look manly in front of your woman and you in front of the oppressor because he's going to let you know who you are. Kind of like that oppressor that went on the Breakfast Club who owned all of the music. He told Charlamagne he don't promote violence. Then Charlamagne said, well, and what about the music you making these artists push? These artists pushing and getting record deals. He said, well, I got to feed my kids. You know what I mean? So now I don't care about that. I got to feed my kids. I don't care if these black people killing each other. Now we look at the oppressor, it ain't like that. Eminem ain't killed. What's his name? Tech Nine. I can't even think the other rapper he funking with, the other Caucasian he funking with. You know who I'm talking about though, right? They ain't shooting guns at each other. I ain't heard of none of their posse dying from their beef. But blacks, we are destroyed and they're pushing that movement. That's why you hear rappers every day coming out with a new song that glorifies killing another brother. That's why you got sisters coming out with a new song that glorifies her selling her box. Wow. You know what I mean? Or I don't need this N-word. You know what I mean? It's just all derogatory and nothing you can get. You used to be able to listen to rap music in like the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, KRS-One, Fight the Power. You used to be able to listen to that music and you would get knowledge from the music. Now, it's no knowledge in the music. Only thing you learn from this music is how to destroy your people, right? So they said they're going to be lords over it, and that was their choice. They came together in like 91, 92. All these great record labels had a mass meeting where they all came together and they decided on ways that they could change hip-hop music because they knew it would be big and how they can change it and control it. Because at one point in time, everybody was wearing African colors. It was singing Fight the Power and building up the nation. And they knew with that type of music, it's going to be an uprise. So they had to find a way to dumb it down and control the mass. And this is what we see now, it was a part of their plan. This ain't us changing it. Of course we do, but this is what they promoted, right? So, any more on that about Kushas?
It's 58.
Yes, sir. Let's continue.
Come. Verse 58. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands.
So the Lord said we are there for his fervent lover. We're his firstborn. But we have been given to their hands. Why? Because we turned away from the law, statutes, and commandments. We turned away from our Lord, and we started to take part in what these heathens wanted us to do, taking part in their customs, and they began to destroy us. Go ahead, Dr. Shah.
Verse 59. If the world now be made for our sakes.
If the world now be made for our sake, what does sake mean?
For our use.
Yes, man. Good job. He made it for our advantage. You know what I mean? So the world, he made the world for our advantage. Go ahead.
Why do we not possess an inheritance with the world?
Why do we not possess it? Why do we not possess it? Is that it on that?
How long shall this endure?
How long shall it endure? So the question is, why don't we possess it? If we know it said he made it for our sake, which is for our advantage, why don't we possess the world? You know what I mean? We so talented in everything. Why don't we possess it? You know why? Go ahead, let's get it out.
Because we do not follow the law, statutes, and
Damn
commandments.
right. We're not following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. That's why we don't possess this place. Once we start following these laws, we're going to possess it.
That's right.
We're going to possess it. But it's not just up to us in the UPK. Because if it was based off of us alone, we would already have this place. We would be screaming checkmate 10 times. But it's not. It's for all these other sisters and brothers who's out in the world who don't know who they are, who are lost, who think it's okay to love the oppressor, who want to come together and sing Kumbaya with the same person who killed their father or their grandfather. Nah, we got to separate. And then we got to follow the what?
Law, statutes, and commandments.
The law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, man. And that's the key. It's not hard. That's why he said in the scripture, my laws are not grievous. Why? Because these laws were set up for us. It may be grievous to the oppressor because it's not in his favor to do it. You know what I mean? He can't do it. If he do it, he wouldn't reign no more. If he can have strip crab, fucking lobster, he wouldn't be able to reign. If he knew about not being able to fornicate or he was second to Israelites, oh my gosh, he wouldn't be able to do it. And in fact, he do know it. That's why he pushed his own personal or separate agenda. That's where you got Christianity from it, and Catholics and all that other crap, right? So it's just there to destroy us. It has no power behind it. That's why for years, grandma and mama been crying in this Christian God or this so-called Caucasian Jesus, and nothing has been happening. Nothing, right? So we're going to drop that. Is that it? We're going to drop that. We're going to go to Isaiah. This is going to go to the book of Isaiah. So we're going to go back into the Bible. We're going to go to Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3. Hit the water to everybody that's tuning in, man. Again, this class is for our sake. Everything you see going on the TV and the news is for our sake. Because it was written that it would happen. And you should be happy, black man, Hispanic man, and Native man. When you see this stuff going on, you should just get up, and that's when you should start. Look, I don't promote shouting, but man, you should shout then, because it's like, woo! I mean, when I woke up and saw Hawaii on fire, I was like, Most High in Christ. Man, look, it's in my face. It's in our face, and everybody is not seeing it. You know what I mean? It's like all these people who oppress black people, they're feeling scared. America's scared. They might not seem like it. America's terrified of what Russia and China can do. They can't be two places at one time. I don't know if you paid attention to it, right? But Russia and China had 11 ships in Alaska, right? America came running over there. On the whole opposite side, Russia and Iran has some stuff going on. And then China in the middle about to attack Thailand. They're doing the drills. You can't be everywhere, you know what I mean? And that's a terrifying feeling for the oppressor. He used to dominate everything and running everything. And the Walla Hawashai for everything we see going on right now, man. You know what I mean? It's a glorious thing. It's a glorious thing. There's nothing more glorious, right?
That's right.
So again, we want to go into Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3. Baba Kashab.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
Right.
But Israel doth not know.
So Israel don't know. And in this context here, the Lord just named two of the dumbest animals on the planet Earth. Right? They don't have time. They don't have crucial thoughts or thinking about nothing. It's like my son had me watching Lion Guard, and the zebras was just running panic. That's all they were saying. They wasn't trying to come up with a strategy. They just knew run and panic, right? And that's these animals here. They don't really think too much. They just do what they learn and what you show them. And he's saying that we are like unto them because we are not. We don't know who we are. For lack of say. Continue, Baba Kashab.
So again, my people doth not consider, verse 4, all sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord.
So like that's all. That's us. That's Israel. We are seed of corruptors. We forsaken the Lord, and we turn away from Him, right? But if we go back to 3 Bab Kashaf, just read it a little slower for me, so I can break it down for the people who may be tuning in. Verse 3, Bab Kashaf.
Verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
What is the ox?
It's like a cow.
It's a cow. It's considered cattle, right? That would be an ox. So he knows his owner, meaning what? He knows who sustains him. He knows who provides for him. He knows who protects him. And then we will go to the next one. Continue on.
And the ass his master's crib.
And an ass is a what?
A donkey.
A donkey. You know what I mean? But the donkey knows how to get back to his master's house. It's like if you breed your donkey, we say we breed donkeys here in the school. And then we say, all right, we're gonna take them down to El Cerrito. That donkey will be back here eating grass about 45 minutes to an hour. If nothing gets him before he gets here, he'll be right back here because he knows his master crib. He knows how to get back. Continue.
Oh, God. But Israel does not know.
But Israel don't know. So that means we don't know who protects us and who sustains us. We don't know who our master is and how to get back to our master. We don't know. Is that it on Dr. Bishop?
So again, my people does not consider.
They don't even consider, right? And if they consider, it's lucky, it's kind of hot in school. If they would consider, they would know that the Most High God is with them. And they will know if they want to get back like that cattle, or if they want to know who sustained them like that cattle do, they read this Bible and get taught by real priests and prophets of the Lord.
That's right.
Right? If they want to know where their home is, who they actually are. Don't be a Muslim. Don't be a Christian. You know what I mean? Don't join Christianity. Don't become a Muslim. Man, read the Bible. If you don't know who you are, come into the school. We tell you who you are. You are the lost sheep of the 12 tribes of Israel. The Lord's chosen people. You know what I mean? And that's the sad part because we run to these other religions as if we found the safe havens when they don't accept us. I seen something on TikTok where an actual Muslim from over there in Mecca or wherever, the Arab man was going against the Nation of Islam, telling them stop lying to people. If you're going to be with Islam, you be with Islam the way you're supposed to be. Stop doing what you're doing to Islam. And then Nation of Islam couldn't really do that. They just sitting there, he keep trying to talk. But everybody really listening to this Arab man. Why? Because he knows that religion is his. You know what I mean? Just like we know Christianity is theirs. I think. This book, being a Jew, being a true descendant of the Bible, is ours. We know that. And we got to claim it back. You know what I mean? So we're going to drop that. We don't, and what was the tail end of that about this time again? The last sentence?
My people does not consider.
We don't consider that we have the greatest power with us. We don't consider that. We don't consider that we have the greatest power in our favor. We just think that, hey, we got to find out what we need to be. We need to pick a side and join either one of them. We don't consider the fact that, hey, we might be the real Jews. We don't consider it. And that's why the IHBK is so important. And the Wada Yahweh Shai, the IHBK, to all the generals, to all the brothers that's doing work, to the sisters that's holding it down, showing women how to be women. You know what I mean? To the troopers, to the young man who get into the school and understand who he is and take his rightful place. Because what we're doing here is building a nation.
That's right.
You know, you might, they like to say it's a cult. I like to call it a nation because we're bringing a people in that will be greater than what America can bring in and deal with. The UPK, if we had our, look at night, with the talent that we see in this school and the smartness, the humbleness within the sisters, man, listen, man. The UPK is without the UPK, they're temptations in search of a David Ruffin. So like it, you know what I mean? I say it on man, look, hey, without the UPK, these fake Israelites is an Israelite group in search of a commander general Yahweh, in search of the laws and statutes and commandments of the Lord. They don't know. So they watch our classes. They tune in to us. And that's why it's important for anybody out there that think they're in a group or that think they're a part of something and is not here in the ISUPK, for them to drop that and get into the truth. Take your rightful place. Because what you're doing now is you're prolonging the Lord's will. Right? So we're going to drop that. Let's go to Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17, Baba Kashab. Again, this class tonight is all for our sake. All for everything you see going on is all for our sake. I couldn't get much from my father growing up, but I don't have to worry about that because everything I was missing as a kid, I can get it now. I mean, it's literally all for our sake. Everything I see going on, it's like, I don't even eat popcorn like that. You know what I mean? I don't eat popcorn. But I told my rib, look, listen, when you go to that grocery store, just buy a box of popcorn for me. She's like, what you like to snack on? Baby, get some popcorn. Why you want popcorn? Are we going to have a movie night? No, this is for when I watch the news in the morning. It's glorious. This is for when I come home and I'm watching Black Watch and hear Commander General Yohana dropping that gas down and exposing what's going on in this world. This popcorn is for when me and my brothers come together and something happened major, because that's what I'll be doing. While everybody else crying and trying to send hearts and money to all these nations who tried to destroy black people for years and gain everything off black people, I pop my popcorn and I sit in the house and I scream, Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
And I drink it, a nice, whatever I can find. I drink it. It is really good. I don't care what it is. You know what I mean? So that's what I do. I ain't asking you to be like me because you got to be real to be like me. You gotta have a skin like alligator to be in the truth. You know what I mean? Your skin, right. you can't have flimsy skin. You gotta have tough skin here. I pray you understand. So let's get Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us.
As for who?
Us.
Uh-huh.
Our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Our eyes has failed for our vain help. Now you can break that down. What does vain mean? If you want to take a shot at it, go right ahead. Go ahead.
Vain is just superficial, with no meaning.
It's like
no reason.
Exactly. You're right, man. Cut that up. You right on the head with it, right? What I would say it's having no real value or significance. You know what I mean? It's worthless. So we're sitting there for our vain help. So we're sitting here hoping for something that's worthless. We want to watch the presidency. We want to vote for the president. You want to feel like you were a part of. I picked Barack Obama. I did that. What did he do for you? I picked Bill Clinton. What did he do for you? And that's the sad part. We sit there and we're longing for vain help, and it's not our help. That's why we don't vote in the UPK. That's why we don't take part in politics in the UPK. Because no matter who you put in there, no matter the way however you see it, it's not going to help you. I was talking to the Ottawa Consortia Kai, and I said, hey, Salaki, sir, If I could vote, every time I vote, I'll write Commanding General Yohana as president. And I will write as vice president, General Mahina. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I will write as the mayor of Oakland, General Hazayan. You know what I mean? Captain Quan Wall, Captain Gadar Hart of California, man. Run County, man. That's what I would do. Because I know all these people they present to me, they're liars. They're snakes.
That's right.
And I'm sitting there, my eyes are failing for vain help. Go ahead.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We watched the presidency. We voted. We took part in it. They said, be patient. You're going to get what you got coming to you. And then we watched for a nation that cannot save us, right? It cannot save us, man. So we have to start putting ourselves first. Long story short. If we start putting ourselves first, we'll see a change. If you notice, a lot of the times, that's a big issue for us as a people. We don't put ourselves first. We don't promote what we do. We always want to tie into what the oppressor doing or what they say is the latest fashion or latest thing here. And like you got these brothers, young brothers running into Nordstrom, stealing all them clothes and high-end clothes, but they would call high-end clothes, but they ain't stealing FUBU or a black-owned clothes. They going in and stealing Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, all these things that they think is worth something to them, and they're just making those people rich. Really they don't know it, but Nordstrom's is getting rich off of them running in there stealing clothes because they got insurance on everything that comes up missing. And they'll get twice as more for what they steal out of Nordstrom's than what you would pay them. You know what I mean? Like we don't really think about that. So we trying to come together with these people when really we need to put ourselves first. So with that being said, let's go to Psalms chapter 137, verse 5. Start with the shop.
Oh, God.
Let's get it when you got it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 137, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning.
Ooh, if I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. What does that mean?
That's long, sir. Means for you to lose your skill with your right hand.
Damn right. What a good job. I see you been on it. Most high in Christ. That's right. So if I forget my people, who the Lord put me with, ordained me with, I'm blessed. They say it's a curse to be black. Well, I'm here to tell you it's a blessing to be black. It's a blessing to be Hispanic. It's a blessing to be Native, man. And to be alive in these times, after knowing these devils didn't try to kill you every day of your life. It's a blessing, man. But he said, if I forget my people, let my what?
Let my right hand forget her cunning.
Let my right hand forget her cunning, man. Let my right hand forget her skill. When I want to make a sandwich, man, this right hand ain't gonna move. When I want to protect myself, it ain't gonna move. When I want to build something, it ain't gonna move. Now that's power. That's saying something to you. And that's what we don't have here in the society today. We got in the UPK. That's why every day that we get bigger and bigger and bigger. You might not hear about it, but you hear about it, but you might not know it. This school is growing at an alarming rate. I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing background checks on people who come into this school. We're growing like wildfires. No pun intended, America. But we're growing like wildfires. You know what I mean? Because we are about our people. And we don't forget our people.
That's right.
We go out and feed the homeless. We go out and clothe the homeless. Because this scripture right here is what we live by. Read it from the top of the shop.
Oh, God. Verse 5. If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning.
Let my right hand forget her skills if I forget these homeless people out of the street. Let my right hand forget these skills or this function, the knowledge of what it should do. If I forget these sisters who need help, who's lost, who don't know how to be a woman, who think being a woman is what the oppressor tells them to do. Let me lose their functions. Go ahead.
Verse 6. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth.
If I forget my people, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. Meaning what? Let my tongue be stuck. I won't be able to eat, speak, spit, drink. I'm just here. I'm just going to die. Let it happen, though, if I forget my people. Go ahead.
Okay. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy.
Ooh, wee. What is my chief joy? You want to take a shot at it, or you want me to get it?
So I guess your most, what you care about the most.
Hey. Hey, most high in Christ. Study yourself something. What you care about the most? What's at the top of your list that you care about the most? Not the beside the most high. Meaning, not just what you care about. Because a lot of people are like, I care about God the most. Nah, let's be real. What do you care about as far as wanting, achieving? What is the skill that you have that you put up above everything? The one thing you just can't afford to lose. And that thing should not be over your people. Let me lose that if I choose not my people. And that's all that's saying. And again, this class tonight is all for our sake. Everything that's happening is all for our sake. These things are taking place for us to remember that the Lord said, I will keep my covenant with you. That's heavy. He said, I will keep my covenant with you. And if you know these scriptures, then you know what's happening is what the Lord said he was going to do. It's all coming along. And it all boils down to us making sure we hold down our part. Stay Lord of our Lord. It don't change. Right?
No comment.
Most high in Christ, man. So with that, let's drop that. Let's go to Mark 13 and chapter 7 about the shop.
No comment.
Go ahead when you got about the shop, please.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 7. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be.
Why do such things need to be? Because the Lord is the topic of the class. I keep saying it. Why do these things need to be?
So that Christ can come back.
Exactly. So he can come back and fulfill everything he's doing is for our sake. It's like this. We can never get even with America. Let's keep it real. Even if we were able to separate and build up our own army, will we be able to take on America? Lie. Most likely lie. They're the most powerful army in the world. So the Lord said, let me handle it. It's for your sake. When you see all this stuff going on, it's for your sake. Go ahead.
But the end shall not be met.
Shall not be what?
Shall not be met, but the end shall not be yet.
But the end is not yet. So don't worry about it. So all this that's going on, he said the end ain't here yet. It ain't even the end yet. Go ahead.
Verse 8. For nation shall rise against nation.
That's America versus Russia. That's America versus China. That's America versus Iran. Go ahead.
And kingdom against kingdom.
Those are powerful kingdoms. Those are names that everybody knows, even if you don't know too many. You know those. Go ahead.
And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places.
Ooh, fires in Hawaii. Never thought you would see that. I know they have the volcano going on in the night, but it's fire over there. Earthquakes in diverse places. What does that mean? You'll have an earthquake in the Middle East. That's not a known thing to happen, but guess what? It's happening now. It's happening. Go ahead.
So good. And there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginnings of sorrow.
Ooh-wee. So we seeing these things on TV. You can press the button on the TV and you're going to see these things. So what times are we living in? What times, according to the Bible, are we living in? Want to take a shot on this? Read the last sentence of what you just read.
These are the beginnings of sorrows.
So what times are we living in?
Time of sorrow.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? When you see it on the TV, these are the beginning of times of sorrow. So it's spicing up. He ain't even added the cayenne peppers to the mixture. He ain't even put no sprinkle no cayenne. He ain't sprinkling no Alamaka pecan jerk sauce. He ain't even, you know what I mean, Paul. He ain't put that in there, you know what I mean? It ain't even to the spicy part yet. It's the beginning of it. In the beginning of the time of sorrows, we're going to see World War III coming. This is the beginning. And the Lord said he would do these things because he's doing it for who?
For our sake.
Our sake. Damn right. That's what I mean. That's how in Christ. He's doing it for our sake, man. So let's drop that. Let's go to Joel chapter 3, and we're going to go through 1 through 7. Bible Kashab. Everything the Most High is doing is for our sake. For Black, Hispanics, and Natives, man. You know what I mean? For our sakes. And look, they say if you're scared, go to church. They've been lying to you. They've been lying to you. And I'm going to just tell you the truth. If you're scared, don't come in here. Because we won't no cowards in our camp.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If you're scared, you might want to look deep within yourself and decide on what you want to be and who you're going to be with. Because I'm with the Lord, so I fear nothing but the Lord. It can go down right now, and I wouldn't fear it. I wouldn't be fearful of it. I wouldn't look. Don't wake me up because you feel ashamed. Don't wake me up because it was a major boom outside the window and you got to get out of here. Don't disturb my sleep. You know what I mean? I believe in the Most High power. He's going to protect me. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. I'm no fearful at all. I'm not. Since a kid, I wasn't. I don't know what it was, but I've just never been fearful. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I just never been. I'm not saying I would do something stupid and hop in a lion den. That's different. But I just never been fearful as far as allowing to be intimidated because something or scared that something would, stop me from being where I need to be or living how I should live. You know what I mean? And that's the spirit of a warrior. You know what I mean? So we're going to go to Joel chapter 3, verse 1. I'm going to try to get through it a little bit.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, verse 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Okay. All right. If I may, Salaki. So meaning there to the captivity, right? For behold, in those days, in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Jerusalem, of Judah and Jerusalem. Now, those are two separate nations of Israel, but they all are one Israel, right? The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, right? And he said when he will bring forth the captivity, you know what that means?
That's what captivity is the holding that we held by another nation.
It does, but this here in this text, it means that he's going to bring it to the forefront. You get what I mean? So, read it from the top, Bible Kashab.
For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
So so right now, a lot of people tell you what? Slavery is done with. They'll tell you, hey, slavery is no more. It don't exist no more. Why are you worried about it? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But the Most High said, look, I'm going to bring it back to them. I'm gonna remind them of how they treated you. In this time, I'm going to bring it to the forefront. It's going to be they're going to talk about how this happened to these people and how the wickedness that these oppressors and devils did to us, and they're going to remember it, since no one seems to wants to remember it. Go ahead.
Oh, come. Verse 2. Plug in. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat,
right,
and will plead with them there for my people and for my inheritance.
You know what plead with them means?
It's like you said, it's similar to beg.
No.
Beg for them.
So when you hear that in this context, when we think of plead will be acting polite, nicely. Man, the Lord right here, when you hear that, he gonna deal with them. Okay. That's when he gonna deal with the situation. So he's gonna bring all these nations together who have been pests to Israel, who have enslaved Israelites, and treated us wrong, and made us feel like we're not greater than them when we know we are. He gonna deal with them because we can't. They so powerful, man. They laugh at us. We can't even. We can't throw a rock at a cop. They gonna kill us. But the Lord said He gonna deal with them there in the land of Jehoshaphat, right? He gonna deal with them. He's gonna fight for us because again, everything that you see that's going on, World War III, all of these events that's going on is happening because of what?
For our sake.
Yeah, right. It's happening for our sake. You know what I mean? The Lord is doing it for our sake. It's for us. So He's gonna deal with them. That's why our weapons are not carnal. You know, we got soldiers in here who's not afraid to lay it down. You know, the Wadawaya Hawashada, our business. You know, if you don't know your history about our business, man, that brother went to camp, if I'm not mistaken, by himself, the Alawan did, and kicked the Quran all up and down the street in New York, and the Muslims got to the brother. You know what I mean? But the spirit of him still exists in the UPK today.
That's right.
His spirit, I pray, can somehow be a part of your Ragabar. I pray for it. That's why we here in the UPK, we're not afraid to kick a Quran. A Quran is nothing but mere toilet tissue. A Quran is nothing but an imitation of the true power that exists, which is the Lord of the Israelites. You know, and that's a whole nother class. But we go in the Bible, it tells you that even in the Quran, it tells you who the Lord's chosen people was. They tell you that. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy, man. It's vital for us to know who we are. I'll leave it at that because I can go in on this. I'm passionate about. When I first heard about Abba Business, man, it brought tears to my eyes. Because I'm like, man, that's a bold statement. He was willing to lay his hat on what he believed in. And that's why this truth is still going on and it's still ticking. And no matter what happened in it, no matter what wickedness tried to come in it, it couldn't change it. Because we breathe man here. We have substance here. We have morals here. And that's why it's important for brothers to have brotherhood here. And when young men come in here, show them the truth, how it's supposed to be. Show them how to be a soldier, how to be a man, because when we do that, they can never take this from us. They can never take it from us.
That's right.
That's all right, so where we at on that, Bible stuff?
Just like it, verse 2.
Where we at? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel.
Right, for us, for the Israelites, go ahead.
Who they have scattered among the nations.
So they send us everywhere around the whole earth. Go ahead.
And parted my land. Verse 3.
If I may, remember the first chapter we brought out about the land? The land the Lord gave us, they took it and split it for themselves. They didn't split it with us. They didn't say you get this little small piece. No, they gave it to the Africans. They gave it to the French and the Romans and the Greeks. They didn't think about us. They put us in shackles and sent us on our way. Right? Go ahead.
Okay. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot.
So they gambled with us. They said, look, all right, dang, I crapped out. Man, take this nigga, take this slave right here. Take him. Let me roll again. They called a boy for what?
For a harlot.
They said, listen, you know the wickedness that going on in America. What do? You got men thinking that they women. You know what they doing to boys? And that wasn't our customs. We didn't know nothing about that. They taking boys for harlots. They taking boys and doing wickedness with them. Go ahead.
Okay. And sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
Can I buy you a drink? With all these women at the bar thinking that he gonna try to buy me, he buying me a drink. Yeah, he buying you a drink. And he plan on tapping skins when he gets you back. And that's what we learned from the oppressor. They sold our women for wine. They'll separate the mother from the children for a bottle of wine. How wicked is that? That's wicked. This nation is gonna fall. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine?
Tyre and Zidon, do you know who they are? Those are African nations. Those are nations in Africa. And he said, who else?
And all the coasts of Palestine.
Oh, we know who they are. Who are they?
Arabs.
Exactly. Even them. Listen, the Lord's not with none of them. That's why we say we're not Africans. You know what I mean? How can they say we're the same as Africans because we're over there? When here, this scripture just told us everything we need to know. This is our area. But we're not who? Tyre, read the man.
Oh, Tyre.
We're not Tyre.
And Zidon.
And Zidon, they them Africans.
And all the coasts of Palestine.
We're not Muslims. You die. We're those people. Well, you know what's the how they say? I'm him. Yeah, I'm that Nick. I'm that brother. You know what I mean? That's us. And that's the title that's worth holding on to. Right? Continue on.
Oh, God. Will ye render me recompense?
Mm-hmm.
And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head?
If you give me what you can give me to make up for what you did, I'm going to throw it right back at you because it ain't worth that. Go ahead.
Oh, verse 5. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
How can Russia and China build a coin worth gold? Yeah, they got Africa backward, but how do they got it? How do they got gold? They stole it. They went over there when they conquered us, they took everything else too. And what they don't know is that they didn't steal it from us. They stole it from the Most High. That was the Most High gold. That was the Most High silver. Stole his people. Most valuable thing he had was us. Besides the gold and silver. They're going to pay for it. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
Who is the Grecians?
That's what Esau.
Yep, the Greeks. This Bible is very, once you get in the truth and you start to see it for what it is, it becomes clear to you. It's not hard to see. It's only hard when you're in your Christian church and they keep asking you for tithes every time you read something. You don't even get to try to understand. They want your tithes. Here, we want you to understand. Those are Greeks. So even the Greeks don't have the favor of the Most High. So why is everybody being Christian? Why is everybody being Catholics? They're lost. Right? But the Lord is doing everything for what?
For our sake.
For our sake. So it's coming forward, it's coming around. This is the time when you're supposed to turn up. Have a good time. Man, look, I got strong in the cabinet that I've been holding for a special event. I don't know what the event is. I ain't tasted it today. But when that event hit, I'm going to call you. I'm going to say, hey, where you at? Let's have a drink. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be glorious. I'm going to bring it to the school. We're going to be there in the school watching the news on the big screen on the wall, laughing at what we see. It's going to be glory. Go ahead.
Oh, God. That ye might remove them far from their borders.
Mhm.
Verse 7. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head.
So he's just gonna put it back how it was, how it should be. So, let's drop that ball, y'all. Let's go to Psalm chapter 137, verse 7.
Oh, God.
And again, everything is happening for our sake, man. This is all for our sake. And it's a glorious thing. You know, if you in a UPK, man, hold on to your sword. If you're not in the UPK, get you one. Get you one. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 137, verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem.
Ooh, we remember those Edomites, Lord, in the day of Jerusalem. Go ahead.
So good. Who said, raise it even to the foundation thereof.
Yes, sir. What does that mean?
That's like it, sir. Raise it and destroy it.
Destroy it, burn it down, tear it up, even to the ground. That means once it hit the ground, tear it up some more. Raise it. And that's what's happening here. The Lord is beginning to raise it and raise it. And that's excitement to me. That's better than the 49ers beating the Raiders. That's better than the Niners winning the Super Bowl. That's better than the Warriors winning the NBA championship. That's better than what else is good that I like is great. I don't even know. I don't just to see this place destroyed, I'll trade it all to see it.
That's right.
I mean, go ahead.
So come. Love you.
No, sir. Take time.
Verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
Who is the daughter of Babylon?
Well, it says America.
Okay, it is American. I'm not, but in this context, read up two more. Who are they talking about?
Esau, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You're right. America is controlled by Esau. So it's Esau, but it's talking about Edomite, the tribe of Edom. So the tribe of Edom is baby Babylon. All right, continue on.
Oh, come. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Right. So happy will he be to reward thee how thou hast served us. How they have hung us and fed our babies to alligators and did all this wickedness. Happy shall he be when he give them back what they gave to us. But it's not going to be the way they think. It's going to be destruction. That's what it's going to be. They're not going to have the pleasure of walking around with their head down, embarrassed in front of their own people to know how it feels to be taken advantage of and being less than in front of your people. They're going to have no head. They're going to be unalive. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Verse 9. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone.
Ooh, wee. Every time I hear this, I think about Top of God. He loves this verse. I think I'm going to get this brother a plaque that says this so he can put it on the wall. He loves it that much. Like if you were to make a cake for someone, I would put that on his cake because, and I see the excitement in it, and I know why. When I first came into truth, I was like, oh, yeah. Now I feel the same way. Happy will I be. When your kids feel the same thing we feel. My kid, what, your kid's better than mine? No. According to this Bible, we the people. We the ones. So, yeah. What goes around comes around. It shouldn't just happen for only blacks, Hispanics, and natives. That shouldn't be a myth just for us. What goes around comes around. No. It falls in line for everybody if that's the case. And what you have done to us will come around to you. Got any more on that, Brother Shah? Oh, let's drop that. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 11. Probably wrap it up in a couple. I'm trying to get through these things, but if not, I got 2 more scriptures to pull out. But I know we got commitments that we have to do. So, but again, the topic of this class is for our sake. And again, all these things that's being spoken on or read about is for our sake. These things will happen for us. The Lord is just not going to do this because he's mad at Esau, because Esau is a bad person. He's mad at God, he's a bad person, but he's mad because he's done it to his favorite, his chosen. You know, it's like a real father. If you touch my son, you hurt my son, a real father is going to respond to that. Most of these other brothers is let go and let God. I'm not going to even say it. I'll let go, okay? I'll let go. Because I know what it means to be a real father, to love my son, to love my daughter, along with it, and to put my life on the line for them, to love my family, to love my brothers. The hell with my kids, to love you, to love the other brothers, Kasar Bakar, Tazabak, Karab, Amawan, UPK, all my brothers, what it will cost me, and I'm willing to pay it in full, because I know this. My brothers will do the same for me. That's what I know. You know what I mean? I know that. So let's get into the Salakia, Psalm chapter, 2nd Ezra.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues.
Egypt. This is talking about Egypt with plagues. He's already done it before, but what Egypt is he talking about here? America. Because the word Egypt means a place of bondage. And we're in bondage again. So the Lord said he's going to stretch his hand out and smite them. You know, the Lord can smite you. Think about a boxer, right? If we boxing, I love to talk about boxing because Kabata Ba got me on my boxing, right? But if we talking about boxing, I can cut you with a hook and hit you good. But if I extend and catch you, my extension is saying, look, you back a little bit, but I'm gonna reach out and touch you like Pac-Bell Park. You know what I mean? I don't care how far you are away. I'm gonna touch you with it. And that means so much more, because now we see it coming full circle. The Lord is dealing with these nations out here. He's touching them. His arm is beginning to stretch out. At first it was more so, oh, tornado here, oh, wildfire here. Now you're starting to see, I'm hitting Hawaii with this. I'm hitting Iran with an earthquake, or India with an earthquake. These places are not used to that. His hand is stretching out. His arm is stretching out. So go ahead.
As before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
So that land will get destroyed. All right. The Most High will do this for our sake, because this is for our sake. All right. Let's drop that. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14. Bible shot. The water for tuning in with me. Staying locked in. Again, this class is for our sake, because everything you see on TV, everything you see going on is for our sake. If you don't have popcorn at home, I suggest you go buy some. If you like the caramel popcorn, go ahead and get that. But it's about to go down. All right? Go ahead when you got that 16 and 14 about the shot.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that is brought up the children of Israel out of the
So he said the day will come where it will be no more said that the Lord liveth. Salakia. Therefore, behold, the day shall come shall come, saith the Lord, that it shall say no more, it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of the bondage. So you're not gonna say that no more. Go ahead. That ain't gonna be said.
Okay. Verse 15. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
The land of the north. What is the land of the north?
It's like Egypt.
It's Egypt. And where are we at it right now?
The land of the north.
The land of the north. Right? Prophecy. Again, everything's happening for our sake. It's all for us. It's happening. Right? Go ahead.
Come on. Mm-hmm. And from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
So guess what? So-called Jewish man, guess what? We're coming for our land. We're going to have our land again. The same land you claim is yours, the Lord's going to take it and give it back to us, man. That's going to be us again. It's going to be boots on the ground in Israel, right? It's going to be righteous boots on the ground in Israel. The Lord's going to give it back to the people who it deserves to be given to. And this is just merely an about. This is why I get so excited. Just got excited, just didn't have to chill. Like, this is amazing because it's going to come back to us. It's going to be brothers in Israel, in Jerusalem, going fight for Yahushua with crowns of gold. Babylon is falling.
Babylon is falling.
To rise no more.
Rise
no more. Falling,
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 falling.
To rise no
To
more.
rise no more.
That's what we gonna be saying. They gonna have boots in Israel, man.
That's right.
It's gonna be going down, man. That land is coming back home. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Brother Kashaf.
Come. 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks.
Okay, so look, this is what it's saying here. He was saying many fishermen. Fishermen is what we do. We go out and we fish brothers and sisters every day of the week to come into the school, to get in the truth, to line yourself up with the Most High. But the Lord has to have hunters. We. That's something. That's like the Navy. That's like the Israel of the Most High, Navy SEALs. Those are the angels, in my opinion. Those are the hunters. You know what I mean? The angels are going to come hunt. So we out here, we're fishing. Cast that out. Oh, it's a bite. You got it. Reel it in. Come on in the school, brother. Come on in, sister. The Lord's going to say, time is up. Hunters, come out. Now, those people, now there won't be no rods being cast. It will be death, turmoil. It's going to be what America dreads. You know what I mean? And that's going to be what it is. So it's a time for us to fish. It's a time for us to hunt. Thus said the Lord. The scripture said it. All right? So let's drop that in again. I got over myself. The name of the class is
For Our Sake.
For Our Sake. So all this will be done for
Our sake.
Our sake. For us. You know what I mean? I hope this class it will help you, get a little bit more understanding how these scriptures are made for us to think that the Lord is not a man of what he said. You know, all these things that you see today, whether it be a hateful action, whether it be oppressor losing Now, I related to oppressor losing his job, his position. How about I say it? You know what I mean? It's the way the Lord is setting it up, and it's all for our sake. So, it should make brothers and sisters out there want to get into the truth, want to learn more. And you ain't gotta. I ain't gonna say you ain't gotta get into it because this is a safe haven. So you do, but to learn more about it, take it more serious. Start taking part in fasting. Understand what a fast is. Fast for 2 days. No food, just water, 2 days. Sundown to the next sundown, 2 days. Pick any 2 days that's convenient for you. And then understand that fast. And then elevate it when you can. You know what I mean? Because what's going on now is spiritual. And if we're not spiritually prepared for it, we won't really understand it. Right? All right, so with that, we're going to drop that. We're going to go to Obadiah. This is the shortest, if I'm not mistaken, Obadiah is the shortest book in the Bible. I mean, literally, but Obadiah is so heavy. I mean, it's like holding a woman who weighs a ton, or holding something that weighs 2 tons or 3 tons. Obadiah is straight to the point. It's I know I'm gonna get checked. It's so kabbalah, you know what I mean? It's so heavy, you know what I mean? And it's corrupt, it's cold, but it's true, and it's something that we all need to understand. All right.
That's right.
So let's go to Obadiah chapter 1, and we're gonna go to verse 1.
Oh, God. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
So this is if I may, this book is basically letting you know that who is it aimed at?
Aimed towards Esau.
Exactly, it's Edom. This is a diss track. I'm gonna hit the Ottawa Mountains off, say, yeah, we do this track right here. You know what I mean? Because it's straight to the point. Yeah, it's no sugarcoating this. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
He made them what?
Small among the heathen.
Man, the oppressor, the so-called white man, I can say that, is small amongst all these other heathens. Why do you think they're getting the courage now? China, no, they got numbers compared to the oppressor. It was even rumors going around when we was going to war with the Vietnam War, telling black soldiers to go back. This is not your war, because they know if the black people didn't help America, America wouldn't be nothing. If the black impact of America wasn't here, it wouldn't be anything. It wouldn't be America. It wouldn't be so great, right? So now here we are in the forefront, where they have pushed their alternative lifestyles, pushed their murders, pushed their way of life to where now you see what it is. Now let's go to war. China wants to go to war. Russia wants to go to war. And America doesn't have that same zeal as it had before. It wasn't do this or you die. It wasn't do this to show you're a real man. Now, you create who the man is. You do it. Seeing your kids with autism. Seeing little Connor who wants to kill his mom. Seeing him. Let's see what he do. What kind of kahunas he has. Salaki. It's not the same. So now let's go to war. And that's what China's doing. Russia, all those people are Russian. They don't affiliate with no one else. They're Russian. Americans consider themselves all things. They want to celebrate everything. They want to be a part of everything. And that's the destruction of this place. Go ahead.
Thou art greatly despised.
Everybody hates you. Go ahead.
Verse 3. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee.
Oh, so your pride, oppressor, Joe Biden, you got pride. You got the biggest army in the world. Your pride has deceived you. You don't have what you think you have. You're not standing up to. You're not a man. You're not a man. You're not nothing. You're a spittle. Go ahead.
Okay. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high.
What's the cleft of the rock?
Caves.
What caves?
So like from Caucasus Mountain.
My brother, yeah. That makes me feel good. I'm saying that because you get me. You know what I mean? You understand it, man. Most high in Christ. Like those mountains that they let hide in, that they came from. They're so proud of us. When we expose them and mention it, they try to hide it, but that's where they came from. And that's what these mountains, the Most High, is talking about. Go ahead.
Okay. Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
But he can see it. His habitation is high. So everything you do is high. So no wonder why we have skyscrapers, right? Do what happened to the Twin Towers. How high were they? These are things they love to do. They love to build on high. Hey, I'll take a 1-story, 5-bedroom. I'm comfortable with that, right? They want to go on high. It makes them feel higher than you, better than you, greater than you. But the Lord said, what? No, go ahead.
Who shall bring me down to the ground?
They feel like, who shall bring me down to the ground? Who, you? You N-words? You spit? You natives? Y'all gonna bring me down to the ground? Who gonna touch me? No one here can fade me. I'm the oppressor. I'm the greatest thing that happened to this place. Who's gonna take me? Go ahead.
Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars.
So they told you that they are an eagle. They got it even on the back of their dollar. How cocky is that? And again, this stuff that's going on now is for what?
For our sake.
For our sake. So look on the back of a dollar bill, what would you see?
An eagle.
An eagle. Why? Because that's a symbol for America. So they set themselves on high. Read, start from the eagle.
Though thou set thy nest among the stars.
What is their nest?
Like the International Space Station.
You know what? I would give you that.
It's like a satellite.
No, I would say you more along the right. I would say you more along the right. It's just that they set themselves. It's more like they set themselves higher than what the norm would be. Like they feel like they're the eagle, but they rest the spot at the top. So they're the chosen people. You know what I mean? Like they tell you, man, the Lord is with us. Look at all these good things he's given us. Money, cars, jewelry, women. He want us. You just a black person. You just a Indian or Hispanic. You are small. I'm not higher than you. I can walk in here and my credit score is 500, but I'll get 500,000 more dollars in value than you will get. And you can have a higher credit score. You know, they sleep higher. They don't. When an oppressor wakes up, he don't wake up like, oh, what am I going to do? I don't have anything. What am I worried about today? He don't wake up like that. He wakes up on saying, I'm at the top here. What am I going to do today? Let's go jump off a cliff. Let's go jump skydiving. Where black people are like, I can't afford skydiving. I can't even afford it. So why would I do it? I can't go deep sea diving with sharks around me. And I wouldn't even do it. But you know what I mean? Like they just have the world to their disposal and they're just feeling like they're better than you. You never did this? You never seen that? I heard it before where they were like, oh, you never went to Europe? Oh, you never went to Israel? I heard this like in real life. And it make me feel bad, but you know what? This is them sitting there next. Go ahead.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the
The
Lord.
Lord said he's going to tear them down. We're going to be on the same playing field then. Everything they do. And again, he's going to do that because of why?
For our sake.
For our sake. They're right. Go ahead.
Verse 5. If these came to thee,
Stop it. Go to verse 8. Stop.
Verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
What is that day?
The day of sorrow.
Judgment. Good job. Good job. Like, way to lock in and understand it. In that day, that's the day of judgment. That's when the Lord will come. And he said, what? It starts from that day.
Saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom,
You will destroy all the smart. Go ahead.
and understanding of the mount of Esau. Verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed.
Old Teman is their armies. That's their peak. That's the armies of these places would be dismayed. Go ahead.
Slow this, does Teman refer to journey or no?
In this context, I don't get a separation from Esau because they all the same. I'm thinking more so all their armies. Because you know he said he's gonna take them to a place in what? Plead with them, right? So he's saying, you know who will we all be there when we plead with him, right? United States, Russia, China, Germany, Europe, you just can think of all the powerhouses being in one place. They're gonna be dismayed, all of them. It's not a title for the oppression. Why? Because they all had a hand in what happened to the Lord's chosen people. Right? And this is the example of you paying for what your fathers did. I'm paraphrasing. You know what scripture I'm talking about? You heard of it? Yeah, now they paying for, and they can say, I didn't have nothing to do with that. But no, you did. You're going to pay for it. All right? Go ahead.
To the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
By what?
By slaughter.
By what?
By slaughter.
By what?
By slaughter.
They're going to be cut off by slaughter. Thus said the Lord, man. You ain't got to put your hand on nothing, man. The Most High is going to handle it. And again, like I said, put your popcorn on the floor, get it going, because it's going up. It's going up, man. And this is the glorious day to be an Israelite, to know who you are, to get in this truth, to join this truth, and to be no coward, man. What is that? What chapter is that?
Verse 9.
Okay, here we go on to 10, and we go here.
Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. And thou shalt be cut off forever.
For what?
Forever.
For what?
Forever.
For Israel's sake, the oppressor will be cut off forever, man. Because you did Jacob wrong. You did Israel wrong. And you shall answer for your wickedness. Thus said the Lord, man. All right? Did this class help you? Because you made most high in Christ, man. Again, man, I am precinct officer of 500 Uraga Board, and this is Northern California, man. You know what I mean? And understand this. The Most High shall consume. Hey, they gonna eat them up. You know what I mean? And it's glorious. And this is why brothers and sisters out in the world should join the truth and join the UPK. Follow these priests and prophets of the Lord. Understand who you are and grow in it. Whether you're a man or you're a woman, grow in it. Build yourself up. Be what you should be. Because the Lord is calling us to come out of this place, and at the same time, he's dealing with these nations. Right? It is not your war. So with that, you got anything, you want to know anything or bring something out? No? All right, no sweat. Well, with that, we are the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, started out at 125th Street, Harlem, New York. You know what I mean? I like to end the class with saying, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbarakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbarakatah.
To all the brothers and sisters, and Yahweh Shamar Halatham.
Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Hashem Yahweh Shai to all the sisters, man. And with that, we dismiss, man. Tune in tomorrow, man. Wednesday night law class. The Ottoman could come with my laying it down.
That's right.
The Lord's wrath is taking place in this place. And listen, it's glorious in my sight, man. It's
That's
glorious
right.
in the Lord's sight. And shalom.
It's been a while since I've seen over that.